Well, the very term Iron Curtain suggests that East and West Germany were sharply separated from each other. But we are probably all familiar with the saying that nature knows no boundaries, which is, a somewhat tired truism, but still. Well, the same goes for pollution, of course. No matter how elaborate the Iron Curtain was, East and West Germany were still bound together by environmental ties, like rivers or the Baltic Sea in the north. In fact, most rivers that crossed the inter-German border were flowing in an east-west direction. That is, they crossed from the GDR into the Federal Republic. And this had consequences. These rivers carried pollution from East Germany into West Germany. This was true for all border crossing streams, from the mighty Elbe River that flows from Dresden to Hamburg and on into the North Sea, to smaller creeks and streams that are only known locally or regionally. One river was particularly affected, namely the Werra, that meanders across the border between Thuringia in the east and Hesse in the west. The river was polluted with salty brines that were the result of potash mining on the East German side. The river was soon saltier than the North Sea and practically ecologically dead. This transboundary pollution turned into a hot button issue in inter-German relations because the pollutants swept in from the GDR and across this contested and highly symbolic border. So the Iron Curtain, the inter-German border, charged this pollution with political meaning beyond its ecological meaning. The West Germans tried to address the situation of the Werra River with their neighbors, but the East German government was for a long time not interested in such a conversation. So you can think of the border as the interface through which East and West Germans encountered each other's pollution, an encounter that became increasingly asymmetrical over time. Because during the 1980s, the GDR's infrastructure was in full decline, and its decaying industry was literally bleeding pollution. The GDR no longer had any capital to invest in its rundown industries and public infrastructure. Even if they had wanted to install environmental technology, they were no longer in a position to do so. And as a result, pollution in East Germany increased exponentially in the 1980s. West German authorities monitored and engaged this East German pollution, and I argue that they were practically confronted with the evidence of the GDR's dissolution. But they did not realize that they were looking at the signs of the GDR's imminent collapse. So my argument is that the collapse of socialist East Germany was foreshadowed by this increasing pollution.